Here's exactly what to do with your diet in your first 7 days of fat loss. I've helped hundreds of men lose fat, build muscle, and actually keep the results. Let's jump in. First thing is what not to do. A lot of people get stuck in this cycle of losing fat and regaining that fat because they go to such extreme lengths. They go zero carbs, they're never gonna have carbs ever again in their life, even though they love rice, roti. They say that they're gonna give it up forever, right? Zero sugar, zero junk food. These extreme restrictions might be possible for a few weeks. I don't deny that. You might do it for a few weeks, maybe even a few months, but if your fix is to just cut out these things that you actually enjoy, that you would still like to have at some level in your diet, then it's not really a long-term fix. Yeah, it might work to lose weight for a few weeks or a few months, but is there really any point if you just gain it back all over again? So I want you to put aside the idea, the notion of these extreme restrictions. Instead, here's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on incremental change instead of sudden change. Before you know it, your diet will be significantly lowering calories and higher in protein without it even feeling like a big change. And that is how you make transformations like this and actually maintain that for the rest of your life. Incremental change. Here's what that actually looks like, right? Most people, they will have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and some form of snacks. Okay? In your first 7 days, just start by improving one of them. It could be breakfast, right? You just improve breakfast. And when I say improving it, it's just you make it higher in protein and lower in calories. That is the best way to modify your nutrition so that your diet is aligned in a way that allows you to get to that goal of losing fat and packing on muscle. You need to enter a calorie deficit and make sure that you have enough protein to, at the very least, retain muscle, ideally build muscle along the way. Yes, so in order to do that, you are going to have to track your foods. So use a nutrition tracker. Yes, it is going to take a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra effort. In reality, it's going to take you maybe 5 to 15 minutes per day when you're starting out. So when you start out, it will be an initial bit of effort to do that, but tracking is the only way you can get visibility into your diet. Otherwise, you're just guessing. If you track your foods, you are virtually, not virtually, you are actually guaranteeing your progress, because if you know the numbers, then there is absolutely no way you cannot start making progress. So start tracking. Make one of those higher in protein, lower in calories. If you don't know how to make those modifications, use ChatGPT for this. It's actually pretty damn good right now. So what you can do is, let's say you want to modify breakfast. You say, hey, this is what I'm having for breakfast. These are the ingredients. I want you to make this higher in protein and lower in calories. Give me some quick, easy swaps I can do. If you also provide your location, like let's say you're in the UK and you say you shop from Waitrose or Sainsbury's or whatever it is, right? The more information you give it, then the more specific the recommendations it can make. So it can tell you, hey, instead of this food item that you're having, instead of this normal Greek yogurt, swap it out with this zero fat Greek yogurt that you can get from Waitrose, and they can even provide you with the link. So this stuff is like so simple now. It's so simple. You have the tools out there free to use. It's just a matter of using those tools in the right ways. Do that, use ChatGPT, and then once you're doing that consistently, like once you've modified breakfast and you're having that improved version consistently, you're doing that comfortably, and you're like, okay, this is easy, then move on to something else. It might take you a few days to reach that point where things are comfortable. You might reach that after just one day, right? But I can't really tell you how many days to wait before making that change, because that totally depends on you. Totally depends on you. So once that's comfortable, add in another change. And then once that is comfortable, add in another change. So maybe you start with breakfast, you do that for a few days, and then you improve lunch. Boom. You do that for a few days, you're comfortable, then you do dinner, and you get the idea, right? Incremental change. And then before you know it, like your diet will be vastly different in terms of nutrition with very minimal change, because at the end of the day, we want to keep your meals as close to what they are right now as possible, because the less you have to change, the less it feels like the less how can I put this? The less you have to change, the more consistent you will be. Because there's nothing you necessarily have to be consistent with, right? If you think about it, if you're just making a few swaps here and there, that is so much easier to be consistent with in comparison to something like zero sugar or zero carbs. Like if you're just changing a few things here and there, that is really what helps with that long-term consistency. And you're still going to be seeing the same progress, if not better progress than what you were seeing before. And if you want my personal help so you don't have to figure all of this out by yourself, click the first link in the description. You might not care. That's totally cool. Link is there anyway. All right, that's everything for the video. I'll catch you next time. See ya.